cold last night. It was cold the night before. It was cold the night before that. It's going to be cold tonight. Just wonder how they're gonna adjust. Are they going to change their launch angle? Their swing plane?
Fire Fatsy,
right?
That's a big part of it. I'm back on that one.
Again, how if you're Trevor Story, again, if you're chasing all 5 pitches with a runner at third?
Fire Fatsy.
For the game to win.
Because that's the approach they want. I think their approach is bad. That's what it comes down to. It's a bad approach.
Remember the good teams like when Johnny Damon was leading off and he would work 11, 12 pitch counts, like just what he did to get into the pitcher to where he knocked these guys out early. Like those were such like smarter teams, it seemed.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
I know the game's changed, but
the game has changed.
Yeah.
But I don't think Trevor Story being aggressive at the plate is going to lead to a successful season for him. I don't think he's a good enough hitter.
He's like Ceddanne Rafaela. It's second percentile chase rate. He is one of the worst. If the ball is out of the zone, he is going to swing at it frequently. His walk rate's also the lowest of his career right now as well. And that was something last year when he came back and he looked better with the bat. It was double. It was 10%. It's at 4% right now.
So in addition to it being cold, other teams have, I should say, moved their games. They've adjusted. They've changed what they're doing. Let me give you the story from Pete Abe at the Globe. He says, because of unseasonably cold weather, the Tigers changed the start time of all 3 of their home games against the Yankees this week. They changed them all to day games. So instead of playing at 6:40, they played at 3:10 on Monday and 1:10 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday. The Mets did the same, changing the time of their game on Tuesday from 7 to 4. Their game on Wednesday was already a day game. The Red Sox did their players and fans no such favors. He writes, the games on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday against the Blue Jays, all at 6:45 p.m. It was 38 degrees at first pitch on Monday, 34 on Tuesday, and a balmy 46 on Wednesday. Manager Alex Cora said he asked team president Sam Kennedy about moving games up this week, and the team declined. Cora saying the fan base and all that stuff comes into play. Tuesday was uncomfortable, but both teams were uncomfortable.
What comes into play?
The fan base and all that, he said.
So the fans would want the nighttime colder game? Or maybe they work and you can't go to the game if you work, right?
The Red Sox announced 25,575 tickets sold for Tuesday's game. The turnstile count was just over 14,000.
Yeah. Felt less.
So there were fewer than 500 people at Fenway when the game ended. Nobody left at the ballpark. The Red Sox felt that changing the game times would inconvenience fans who planned to attend a night game. The Mets offered fans holding a ticket for Tuesday's game a voucher, good for any Monday through Thursday game in April or May, and Tigers fans were given the option of exchanging their tickets for a seat of the same value for a different game. The problem with the Red Sox is they have far more tickets sold for their games. So they don't have the ability to offer fans something like that. So I can kind of understand why they didn't do it. You know what I can understand? Why they're scheduling night games the first week of April in Boston. And this is something that we mentioned before we even knew anyone had asked the Red Sox to change their game times. They should be playing more day baseball in the month of April.
Like it wasn't warm Sunday. Friday was the best day, obviously. But it didn't feel like any of these last 4 days did. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday games. The Tuesday one was the worst. Wallach, I heard him talking about it. He said it was frigid there, the wind chill. So if you could forecast that, and I understand the numbers of it because there's a lot of people that go into this. The workers, everything. Stadium personnel, the teams, travel, all that stuff. But what fan wouldn't want to go to a game in the afternoon where it's nicer, or at least 10 degrees warmer than it is at night? That's hard to sit there and say, hey, we did it for the fans.
Well, what they're saying is you can't sell someone a ticket months in advance and tell them it's at night, and then all of a sudden at the last second say, oh, it's cold in the first week of April. Now it's a 1 o'clock start.
Put a disclaimer.
That's really not that fair to do it that way when you should be doing it from the jump. You should have been 6 months ago saying this is a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock start.
Okay,
something like that.
Yeah, I would buy that, but there were fewer than 500 fans left in the ballpark at the end of the game.
That's what
so
does
the
the
conditions.
job, right?
The conditions are so bad that it's irrelevant. And guess what? Those 500 fans that are like Millikins that are sticking it out for brutal weather, I'm sure would figure out their schedule if they're that diehard. And I'm saying that in a lovingly way because obviously you are a diehard fan. If you're sticking it out during that weather, would have figured out their schedule to move it up to the afternoon. So I don't know how you justify not moving that up, especially if your manager comes to you and asks you to do that. I think that's a bad look for ownership. And maybe there are more tickets sold, but you can come up with a creative way in terms of giving back the fans something there. You can't tell me that this doesn't come down to money and monetary issues for ownership and that it's potentially losing money if you move that afternoon game up, whether that's a voucher or having to give fans something moving forward.
You need some flexibility.
Wouldn't
here.
you make more money because more fans would be there?
Not if you have to give up a voucher. Yeah, well, yes, moving it up, you absolutely would. But
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying,
it's hard to say it's just a money thing. I mean,
well, no, if you have to give a voucher,
I'd buy more beers during the day. I would buy more beers at the concession stand and eat more during the day than I would at night. If it's freezing at night. If you're going to make me come to the game, you think I want a cold beer in my hand? No, this isn't football.
I mean, they had 10,000 fans who didn't show, who had tickets to the game.
See, you're a Northeast team. This is nothing new to you.
And I think
there's cold Aprils.
And I think that if that game is during the day, they do better than 14,000.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And then you're also having to give out vouchers for future games potentially too. So you're losing on potential ticket sales down the road.
Can't you dress this prior to the start of the season? Have some sort of flex game thing to where
I'm just saying, if you
we have the ability to move a game if weather permitting.
If you schedule it properly from the beginning, you're making more money and you have a better you have better attendance. This is their biggest problem. They assume that putting the game at 6:45 at night is what's going to do better for the game, for the fans. It's not. It's not. And I think that they just don't have a clue on this front. And I think the TV ratings for the games are the least relevant they've ever been.
Yes.
That doesn't really matter all that much anymore. Fans will see the game if they want to see the game. If they want to watch that game, they'll come home at 7 o'clock and watch it Sox and 2 style. They'll see it. So there's really no good reason why they're not playing more day baseball in all of the cold weather cities in the month of April. It's ridiculous that they don't. Their assumption about playing later is better is just a bad one. Play the damn games earlier in the day.
If your manager comes to you and asks you to move up the game time, I think you should move up the game time. I'm sorry.
Doesn't that speak to their mentality, though, about this cold weather?
Well, I think it was more than just the cold weather, though. I think there's probably frustration and bitterness in terms of the team saying that, I can't believe our ownership isn't moving up this game for us.
Well,
so now you're freezing and pissed off because your ownership group didn't move up the game.
He's a former player, and he knows the room probably better than anybody. He hears them probably talking about, like, hey, let's go to ownership. Let's try and move these games up to help us.
You're seeing other teams move it.
Can't you tell, though, that the cold weather is a big deal for this team?
But follow the leader. He talks about it.
No, they are.
If Skip's going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it.
And then bitch and moan, by the way, about how we have to play tonight.
Their mindset on the week sucks.
100%.
It absolutely blows.
You know what? Don't worry about October then. Because it's real nice and balmy in October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today stands as the test, too. They're going to play at 4 p.m. Is it a completely different looking team? Is the approach different? Are they coming out with a little bit more energy? That will probably tell you.
Let's hope they play day games in October. Let's hope that first thing I said out of the gate to start yesterday's show. I said, not built for October? We can't play in the cold, guys? We're not ready for it? It's going to be cold then, too. That's part of the experience of playing here.
It's only going down to 46 tonight. 46 is your low tonight. Starts at 50. 4 o'clock, it's 50 degrees, it says.
Well, I hope Alex Bregman is better today.
Yeah.
With the earlier start. Why are you shaking your head, Milliken?
It's a little bit concerning. This is going back to spring training now. He's having issues with these throws, just consistently not getting him over there. And listen, I killed Romy for not picking it. I'll tell you, Tristan Casas should have picked that ball last night. But when you're skipping them to the first baseman every single night, the attention quickly turns on the guy who's throwing the ball, not the guy who's unable to pick it. Can't be an everyday thing.
Devers is smiling like the Grinch with every one of these throws by Bregman there in the dugout.
Look who leads the team. Devers had 12 errors last year. Bregman has a third, and it's April 10th.
What's he on pace for now? How many errors would this be over the course of a full season? It's a lot.
Way more than Devers 12.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't look at the ball like Knobloch used to in his hand. He look up at it.
I can't wait for Bregman to match Devers' number of errors in the first 3 weeks of the season, and Devers can be like, "Yeah, I guess I'm terrible and can't play third base, huh?"
They'd be like, "Why don't you go play some third?" Nope, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
I guess I don't know what I'm doing out there, huh? Oh, okay. Artie in Townsend sent an email and said, proposed lineup changes, put Devers back at third. Put Bregman at second. Put Roman Anthony at first. Tristan Casas can be the DH. And Trevor Story, who cares? He's shipping out Trevor Story. he's done with Trevor Story.
When's Meyer ready, Milliken?
He's not exactly killing it to start the year down in AAA. He hasn't been bad or anything like that. A couple homers, but right now, the way Craig Breslow talked about Roman Anthony last night, he essentially told you, any pick deadline, anything like that, it'll be when the player's ready. I think you'll see Anthony, but before you see Meyer.
Wow.
Brian in Texas says, Fatsy must go. The offensive approach has gone from great to terrible. 23 runs on Sunday and 4 the past 3 games. It's unacceptable, and it might be time to consider, is Cora the guy for this team?
Oh.
How about that? April 10th, and we have our first fan asking and pondering if Alex Cora should be the manager of the Red Sox. I'd say the Sox are back, man.
Yeah.
Say that in the documentary voice.
If you have fans trying to fire the manager on April 10th, he does look tired, by the way, though. He looks way too tired for a manager on April 9th last night.
Sitting in the cold does that to you.
He
doesn't like the cold.
He looked a little despondent.
Your lips get numb. Can't move. It's like Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Do it in the what voice? Which voice am I
The
doing?
documentary voice.
Is Cora the right guy for this team? Is that it? Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.